What up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. Broncos get that W 24-7 in SoFi Stadium. First win in SoFi Stadium for the Broncos. So, did not expect this type of victory. I thought it was going to be a lot closer of a game. But, man, that Broncos defense did exactly what I said in the preview. I said they got to come out, they got to dominate, and the offense will do the rest, you know. It's not going to be pretty. It's going to be boring, but they'll get the job done. And sure enough, that defense went out there. They were unbelievable. Before we recap it, just want to go over a couple things. Broncos defense today, 68 yards from sacks. That's the most in team history. Yes, Justin Herbert got injured, but does not take away. These are all pro players, so that is a crazy stat right there, man. That's the most in team history. Broncos are 6-7 in the last 7 games. Can I say hottest team in the NFL? And then Russell Wilson had a pass to Cortland Sutton for a touchdown, 46 yards. That traveled 60.8 yards in the air. That's the longest touchdown by air this season. Which Russ now has 2 of the longest touchdowns this season by air distance. That being one of them. But yeah, the Broncos, man, it's insane. They're a few wins now away from making this one of the greatest turnaround stories in NFL history. I mean, it's incredible. Also, this is the first divisional road win since 2019. I mean, that seems pretty insane. I didn't even realize that until I saw the stat. I was like, holy cow, that's right. We have not won on the road since 2019. So, in the division at least. So, it feels good to snap that streak. Feels good to get their first win in SoFi Stadium. Broncos back with a record of over 500. And kind of a weird situation. So the Bills just won. They beat Kansas City. Broncos are 1 game back of the division for first. That's insane, man. Now, it's kind of weird because now we're more likely to win the division than actually make the wild card. So that's something to kind of consider. I wouldn't really count on that, but it's something to look out for now. I mean, if the Chiefs would have won, probably less likely we would win the division. More likely get into the wild card, though, because Buffalo would be a loss back. I mean, technically, too, because we have the tiebreaker over them. But, so, this is insane. It's going to be interesting to see what happens over these next 4 weeks. What else we got here? Russell Wilson becomes the first quarterback since Peyton Manning to throw 1 touchdown pass in each of his first 13 games of the season, which it feels pretty good to have a franchise quarterback, man. I'm not going to lie. We did suffer a couple injuries in this one. We lost Quinn Miranez. He was taken to the hospital. I guess he had elevated heart rate, so hopefully he is okay. He is a big piece on that offensive line. We also lost Nick Bonito. I think he had a knee injury. He did not return, so hopefully he comes back. We got a lot of dogs in that pass rushing room with Coop and Baron Browning, but it's always good to have more, so hopefully Nick Bonito doesn't miss much time. He's definitely a big piece of the defense. But yeah, the playoff picture, man. I mean, we are in a freaking 5-way tie for the last 2 wild card spots. And then a game back of the division, which right now, the division, see, the Chiefs lose, the Jaguars win, we'd be 4th in divisional standings. I don't know if we have the tiebreaker, though, over the Chiefs, which is the thing. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on. But I mean, it's just insane. Started 1-5, now we're one game back of Kansas City for the first in the West. I mean, this is crazy. This season's been crazy, man. If y'all have not sent your apology forms to Vance Joseph, I think now is the time to do it. I sent mine in a few weeks ago, and definitely thankful for everything he has done for the defense, man. It's really turned around. It's been insane. But it's crazy. Broncos the only team that won the AFC West today. That's another thing. Raiders lost 3-0 to the Vikings. Very weird game. Beat the Chargers, then the Chiefs lost to the Bills. Okay, recap time. We're already 6 minutes into the video. We haven't even talked recap. We'll go with scoring. So all the scoring came starting off. Russell Wilson first drive throws an interception. At that point, I was like, "Oh Lord, last week is happening again." But hey, the Broncos were able to bounce back from that. They got a scoring drive in the first quarter. 4:55 left in the first. It was Javonte Williams with a 3-yard run. That was off the interception from Herbert. He kind of did a little spin move and got rid of it and threw it right to Coop. And that set us up in great field position. We were on like the 3-yard line. It was one play. And then it was a handout to Javonte. He ran it in. That made it 7-0 Denver. I was big right there. At that point, I was like, okay, that's a big momentum shift in this game. Second quarter, no scoring except for 5 seconds left. You got a Will Lutz field goal, 23-yarder, which Broncos could have had a 21-0 lead, but apparently, I believe this is when Stick was in the game for the Chargers. He was throwing a pass forward, and it looked like the ball came out before it went forward by Jaleel McLaughlin scoops and scores, makes it 14-0. Upon review, they took it off the board. I don't know. That one's pretty close. It was a little fishy to me, but they took it off the board. Man, I was kind of salty after that. I'm not gonna lie. And then after that, the Broncos get the ball back because they had the punt. They get the ball there, and then they go all the way down, and Russ throws to Jerry Jeudy, and it looks like a touchdown. But upon review, needs to get that toe drag swag in his game because he did not try to drag the foot at all. He just was going in motion and stepping where he was stepping, and he stepped out of bounds. So that took another touchdown off the board. So we ended up with 10 points to end that second. And at that point, I was like, well, hopefully we can keep up the momentum. And, we'll see what happens. But third quarter, the defense continually dominating. Broncos get the ball. 5:55, they have another scoring drive. 4 plays, 60 yards, which was the Cortland Sutton one-handed grab. I feel like he has one of those like every week in the end zone. Pass interference and everything. He's getting held onto, grabs it with one arm, brings it in. He's such a great receiver. And that right there, 46-yard touchdown pass. Will Lutz kick good, 17-0. Fourth quarter, Chargers finally get a scoring drive. I was hoping we'd pitch the shutout, but it's all good. The win, especially a game of this magnitude at the end of the day, that's all we needed. Didn't really matter how we got it. But yeah, they got an Eckler 3-yard rushing touchdown. Extra point was good. That was 10:37 left in the fourth. And then Broncos, 13 plays, 75 yards later, 3:11 left in the fourth. Adam Troutman gets a wide open pass from Russell. It was a thing of beauty. Everybody thought it was going to be a run. Russ rolls out, and then he just kind of flips it up, and then boom, right there to Troutman, wide open, touchdown. That was probably the easiest touchdown of the year. the Broncos have gotten. So they hit their 24-point mark. That's about how much points they average a game on a good day, you know. So, but yeah, the Broncos could have been a lot better, I feel. They started playing better on offense in the third. Definitely think Jerry Jeudy needs to get going. He almost had that touchdown, though, in this game. But, yeah, these next 4 weeks, definitely got to get him going. I think they tried to get him going again. They had some plays that they threw his way. He just wasn't making the plays. Or, you know, I mean, him and Russ are just not really on the same page. They just don't have the same type of chemistry that Russ has with Fort. So, I don't know. They're going to have to try some different things with him. But let's go to team stats. Denver, 322 yards total. LA had 283. Denver had 1 turnover. That was the Russ interception. And then 2 turnovers for the Chargers, which was the strip sack at the end. I believe it was a Herbert interception. That was it. I feel like we had more. Maybe it was just all the sacks we had. We had so many sacks in this game. First downs, you had 19 Denver, 17 Chargers. Time possession, 33-29 for Denver and 26-31 for LA, which that's good. The Broncos won the time possession. That's another big key. They won the turnover battle, the time possession. You know, they did what they needed to do. Okay, this is a big game here. They needed this win. So, let's look at the game leaders. So Russell Wilson, 21-33, 224 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and an interception. Javonte Williams, 70 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. See, that is the grinded out rushing attack right there. See, not getting 100 yards, but hey, you get those high 60s, that's a good day because you're splitting it with 3 guys. Cortland Sutton, another great game. 3 catches, 62 yards, a touchdown. Passing yards for the Chargers, you had, is it Easton Stick? I don't even remember his first name. 13 of 24, 179 yards. Eckler had 10 carries, 51 yards rushing, and a touchdown. And then was that Quentin Johnston? 3 catches, 91 yards. So that is that. Great win for the Broncos. 4 games to go. Honestly, they're all must-wins. With how tight the race is right now, it's a 5-way tie for that last wildcard spot. I'm not even worrying about the division. If that happens, if the Chiefs go on a losing streak, we keep winning, hell yeah. But we're going to worry about wildcard right now. Rushing, let's look at, so Jaleel McLaughlin had 25 yards rushing on 5 carries. P. Ryan only had 8 on 2. Receiving, you had P. Ryan's second leading receiver, 5 catches, 36 yards. Krill had that one wide open big game. It was a catch, 35 yards. Javonte had 25 yards, 19 yards for Troutman, and 16 yards for Jeudy. So, yeah, I have to find him some more touches. He only had 2 receptions. I mean, I guess that's about average because everybody else had 2, 3, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1, 1. So, I guess it's right around there. Yeah, Jewel had the fumble recovery. What the heck is that? Oh, I was like, what the hell? Sacks. We had 6 sacks as a defense. That is insane. So, Singleton had a sack. Jewel had a sack. Locke had a sack. Simmons had a sack. Quan McMillan had a sack. And Zach Allen had a sack. That's insane. That is insane right there. 2 tackles for loss for McMillan. Browning had a tackle for loss. Allen had a tackle for loss. Benito had a tackle for loss before he left. 10 solo tackles for Singleton, most on the team. And quarterback hits, we had 9. The defense was all over the place. They were insane. Jonathan Cooper with the interception. Out of all the guys, Jonathan Cooper with the interception. Dixon had a good day punting. 313 yards combined on 7 punts. Lutz, 1 for 1. Look at the Chargers here. See, Allen had 68 yards. Eckler had 49 yards. Everett had 39 yards. I mean, the stats just don't say the story. Their stats look really good, but the score does not say. It says otherwise. Herbert was 9 for 17 for 96 yards and an interception before he left. Their running game did not do very well. They had 2 sacks total. They had Eric Kendricks and Kenneth Murray. They had the interception, Michael Davis. They had 5 quarterback hits. About it, man. Biggest story, though, Broncos dominate, get back into the playoff, right into the thick of it. 5-way tie for their last 2 wildcard spots. So, got that Bronco gang road flag. I'm telling you, it was the Elway jersey. I didn't wear it last road game. We lost. Wore this one. We won. That's how it's been every time I wear this jersey. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed the vid. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new on that. Stay safe, be good. Go Broncos. See you guys on Wednesday with the next preview.